right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So these academics, y'all know he works on my nerves, right? Y'all know I don't like him. I don't think many people like him, but he is really obsessed with young Miami. He's always talking about young Miami. He's always trying to start some beef with her. We know he went on her online a while back, and Diddy sent him an invite to talk. And he was a little scared. You know what I'm saying? He had to pull back, girl. So I'm just, I don't understand why we're back here. I guess because you feel like Sean be able to send anybody your way, or you're not going to get another invite, or he's too busy with his own shenanigans in order to be worried about somebody pressing young Miami. Maybe you feel that way. I don't know. But I just kind of want the Teddy Grandmaster to go sit down. Like, just leave the girl alone. She's going to have to deal with being the bottom bitch to Diddy all on her own. Like, he said, it's young Miami fault Diddy back in the news. How so, Sway? How so? Diddy's name is back in the news because he's being sued by Lil Rod for a number of things. Young Miami was a blimp in the situation. I told her to shut the fuck up, and she wouldn't stop. Now look, a nigga making claims versus Diddy. At Young Miami, stay in ass place and shut the fuck up. You getting your sugar Diddy into too much problems. You can talk. And I know you paying, so you should have edited that shit. They even mentioned Young Miami stupid ass in here. That talk show for show canceled now. She been running her mouth like Diddy ain't tell her ass to lay low. Sir, why are you trying to help Diddy lay low? Why do you care about that? You better lay low. Why are you seemingly defending Diddy when Diddy is the one that threatened you? Diddy is the one who you should be scared is going to get into your ass. Literally. Like, what is this about? And y'all thought I was capping when I said Young Miami moving like she the new Ghislaine Maxwell of the freak-offs. Baby, we already knew that when the situation happened with the little Asian girl, because she told Gina, it's Gina, right? She told Gina that if she wanted to, Diddy will make her eat Young Miami's coochie. We know, we saw the tweets. You didn't have to tell us anything. Imagine 50 niggas coming through the fuck while playing Ag Bad on blast in the background. Gross. Anything that have anything to deal with you fucking is gross. You hating. That's sad. It's not gross. It's sad. Therefore, we shouldn't be telling Young Miami to stay quiet so that Diddy doesn't get in more trouble. How is it that Diddy can do all of this and you still find a way to blame Young Miami? My dude, are you okay over there in your basement? Are you getting an adequate amount of oxygen? Oh my God. Make it make sense for all of us how this is her fault exactly. I don't even know why I'm taking this commentary that you're giving online seriously, because you're a fucking duck. And yes, Carisha, dumbass bottom bitch that's going to allow herself to get wrapped up because this is the hood girl's dream to get a billionaire nigga involved with street shit. So y'all can feel like y'all going out like Bonnie and Clyde. Meanwhile, you being used and abused ass bitch. Ooh. So let's move on from Diddy because I'm tired. So y'all, Cam Newton. Girl, Cam Newton, a whole altercation. It says the men who were seen fighting Cam Newton are speaking out and claim he started the entire thing. Top Shelf Performance Crew, known as TSP, is a 7v7 team that organizes community sporting events. According to organizers, Cam has always been rude to them, and things escalated when he took the first swing. This is the first video. Y'all, Cam is huge. That hat stayed on. Do you hear me? Oh, another angle. Y'all gotta jump in. Oh, y'all gotta jump in. Cam just swing a nigga around. They look little, but that's some grown ass men. So that was the fight.
What transpired? Like, what can make anyone, like so angry? Because I'm sitting here and I'm speaking to you guys, and there's so much that you guys are doing for the community, and you're pouring into these young men, and so it's just like, what can make something transpire like this?
First and foremost, like what I want to do, I want to apologize to everybody that was out there and
Okay.
to the parents of not just our team, but everybody
that was affected by
like
it.
that should have never happened. Like we
Mhm.
should have been able to sit down and talk. Like there's no reason we should be yelling at each other while a game going on. Like ain't none of that necessary. So Cam has an organization.
Mhm.
It's not just one team. He has an organization. So it's just been a lot of trash talk, you know, from, you know what I'm saying, hit more so his side, just out of nowhere, just talking crazy to us for no reason. It's like, it's not nothing new. Like I've been around bro for 5 years. Like it's typical behavior.
But Steph, you was right there.
Yeah, so
Wow.
they
You was
talking.
listening to the whole thing. So
Yeah.
what transpired? Like, what can make anyone?
So it sounds like to me, and this is just a clip. I don't know what they said in their entire, but to me, it sounds like Cam Newton is always acting like an asshole. And this was just a time that he talked to the wrong person crazy. They said he hit first. And that's why they decided, man, let's jump him. And I understand, because when you really think about it, people like Cam assholes. I don't know why y'all think these people are good. I don't know why motherfuckers always got to be in the comments defending people like Cam Newton with his hat. But essentially, I still remember Jazzy saying that man was over there putting her through painful anal sex. A nigga like that don't care about nobody but himself. And so it makes sense to me that he would be an asshole to these people so much that they would have had it up to here. They would have had it up to here. Okay, somewhere around here, had it up to here. And now we got to get into the physical, because I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck how many years you play football. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much of a celebrity you are. Me and all 5 of these little ass niggas will jump on you like the munchkins and watch your ass go boom down to the ground. Now, I wish all of y'all would have been able to jump on him at one time. That would have probably been more effective. But him trying to fight one of y'all at a time, that nigga was like serving everybody up. He was serving everybody up. It was like watching Luke Cage beat the fuck out of everybody. It was sad. I need y'all to do better next time. Aim for the hat. I don't approve violence. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on from there. Cam Newton, be safe out here. You be doing too much. You be doing too much. But to me, this is just confirmation that this nigga's an asshole. Because y'all always be acting like, oh, Cam, he's such a great kid, girl. Now, see this right here. Y'all know back in the day, I used to review 90 Day Fiance. If y'all didn't know, I used to review it, but I had to stop. First of all, the show was too long. And when I started reviewing The Family Day Chantel, and they decided to flag me for using a fucking screenshot of the show, video, it was a screenshot of the show's thumbnail. I said, okay, cool. I'm not fucking with y'all no more, especially because it was too long. And at this point, I got tired of, like, I was doing 11 television shows, 11 to 12 television shows. It was ridiculous. Okay. And now see, I have cut those numbers. Like, I'm not making that much content anymore. I'm tired, girl. I'm older now. I can't do all of that. I just can't. All right. Y'all might get the Love and Hip Hop, situations tomorrow. Y'all might get that tomorrow. We'll see. But ultimately, I used to review this, so I know who these people are. I know who Angela, disgusting, racist, nasty, cigarette smoking, high cholesterol, have funky ass. I know Angela. I've never liked Angela. Angela is one of those people that get with black people so she can feel cool, and so she can also exert her dominance over you. That's why she go and get with an African man that needs her to come to America, so she can talk to him crazy and be disrespectful. Her and all her little mixed grandbaby. I don't like Angela. She an ain't shit ass person. I think Michael is an idiot. I've always felt like Michael is one of those African men, like a lot of African men, they put white people on a pedestal. It doesn't matter how disrespectful, how nasty, how disgusting, how fucked up the white person is, you are going to put them on a pedestal because contrary to what y'all may believe, Africa has absolutely been inundated with white supremacy. Just because you don't have to live in close proximity to as many white people as Americans do, does not mean that the effect has still not permeated how y'all see yourselves within your own countries, your own ecosystem. You still look at yourself and people like you in a negative respect in comparison to the way y'all look at people. And him wanting to be with her was, to me, always a reflection of him rejecting his own blackness by getting into a relationship with this disrespectful ass white lady. Okay, that's how I've always felt about it. So I never thought that the relationship was healthy. I never thought that it was going to work out, but they just stayed together so long, I imagine, because they were getting a check from TLC. And so she got online and said this. Oh, you pretend.
Johnny Yates and Cody.
Oh, girl, what did you do to your face? It looked like she waited too late to get it done, but she still went and got it done. It's just scary now.
Which is a good family of mine. They drove all night to get here. Michael's been missing since the 23rd. The police are involved. We can't find him.
Girl, was you pretending to cry at the beginning of this clip, and now your face just as dry as your skin?
Can you hush, Lucy, please? Johnny, what is? I can't do this, Sean. Cody, I can't do this.
Baby girl.
I can't.
Baby girl.
Can you tell him how to get on the live with Johnny?
Of course I will. Hey, everybody.
Okay, so he wanted real badly to get his camera time. That's why he had to get on there and breathe all hard and all of that. Girl, ultimately, Michael was found. But I believe in the beginning, if Michael really was missing, I felt like either she did it, or she know who did it, or he left and ran away from her. And that's what it was. He left and ran away from her. Hold up. I thought I saved where they explained that Michael had been in contact with the police and told them that he was alive and well, but that he was in fear of his life, messing around with this lady. So he didn't escape. Okay, here it is. Hold up. 90 Day Fiance Angela Deem's husband Michael told police he was afraid for his life, and that's why he ran off on her. Contacted the police from a burner phone and sent them pictures of his ID to confirm identity. Let's hear.
There's the good news. He reached out to the police moments after this live just ended. I have not slept. I'm sorry.
No, you're just upset because of me, and I love you, Johnny.
And see, this right here is why it does not really matter if you are a descendant of a slave or not, because white people will still have you running like you on the Underground Railroad to get away from their ass.
Yes, because without you and Cody, I would have been a fucking mess.
So right after the live ended, Angela got a phone call from the police here,
very nice people,
stating that they were contacted by Michael. They verified it was him through
a screenshot.
He did have a burner phone, or like another phone, a phone that nobody knew about. And on that phone, he had pictures. Michael is safe.
Thank God.
There's the good news. He's, I guess,
here.
So yeah, Michael is safe. Thank God. See, Michael, we knew this relationship was abusive a while ago, sir, but you wanted to act like it wasn't because you wanted you a white lady so bad. But we're glad you got away and that you're safe. Be well. But see, that's why I can't fool around with the TLC of it all anymore. They shows too long, and really, at the end of the day, people stay in these relationships so that they can be on reality TV. Speaking of relationships that we thought was gonna be on reality TV, girl, Porsha. Okay, listen. We already discussed this week in a public live, but I told y'all I already knew that this shit was fake and fraudulent that was going on with Porsha and Simon. There is no such thing as happily ever after. There's no such thing as a fucking fairy tale, especially with a woman like Porsha that is always looking for some nigga to save her. Okay? She doesn't want to work. She wants to live a life of just being able to do whatever she wants to do. And if that means just laying up all day under some nigga, that's what she want to do. But essentially, you can't do that and live a cushy life. That's just not how that's going to happen in this world, girl. You got to work in some type of way. You either got to be with an old nigga with money or you got to work. And sometimes when you get with an old nigga with money, they money ain't real. But I kept trying to tell y'all that it didn't make sense. What they kept giving us on Instagram, the constant posts, her getting him Botox and all of that and helping Dennis' daddy look more like his older uncle. But at the end of the day, girl, like you moved on way too quickly to this man. You got him in a fucked up situation. He himself has a past of lying, of switching women out like cars. Okay. So it's real weird that y'all all thought these very altruist, toxic individuals were going to come together and make a fairy tale love affair for y'all. Like, no, sweetheart. No, sweetheart. It's fake. It's fraudulent. It's Porsha pretending. Because if anybody can convince Porsha to pretend it's herself and money. And Simon was out here being a scammer. And of course, this is peach juice. So any old nigga is happy to have her bouncing up and down on their meat for however long she can bounce up and down on it before it goes to sleep. Okay? Because everybody forget that niggas is old. Niggas is still old. You ain't telling me he was wearing a pussy outfit. You're not gonna tell me that and I'm gonna believe it. It's not. Either way, girl, let's read what they say. Neighbors, because neighborhood talk, shout out to them. The real mish, okay? Neighbors, looks like Porsha wants to keep all her money to herself. According to Radar Online, Porsha has asked the judge presiding over her divorce from Simon Guobadia to enforce their prenuptial agreement and allow each party to keep their money. Now, let me ask you something. If a woman was marrying a man so that she could be financially secured for the rest of her life and she really felt like she was going to be able to do so, why would she even have an agreement like this in place? It's giving you always knew it was it's stunts and shows. That's what it's giving. It's giving you knew from the beginning you really couldn't trust this man. Girl, stop playing with me. In the court documents, Porsha says her and Simon signed their prenup a few days before their wedding in November 2022. The agreement sets forth each party's separate property interests and marital property interests. The petition said wife requests that said prenuptial agreement be enforced by this court and be made a part of this court's final judgment and decree of divorce. Porsha's lawyer added, wife is hopeful the parties will reach an agreement, settling all issues pending between them. However, if such an agreement cannot be reached, wife reserves the right to amend this complaint accordingly. Porsha also asked Simon to pay her legal fees. Okay? So for everybody that thinks it's fake, it's not giving back. Okay? Continue on because there's more. Okay? Porsha has issued a warning to her the ex-husband, according to Radar Online. The reality TV star strongly urged Simon Guobadia in her divorce petition not to discard or alter any documentation related to their financial records during their divorce. Now, why would you have to enforce that? Unless you felt like that was something he was going to do. Again, you don't trust this nigga. The petition, which was filed in Georgia on February 22nd, stated, after a petition for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party except a bona fide transfer and payment of pre-existing debts shall pass title so as to avoid the vesting thereof, according to the final verdict of the jury in the case. And continued, pending the final determination by the court of the right of either party to alimony, neither party shall make any substantial change in the assets of the party's estate except in the course of ordinary business affairs and except for bona fide transfers for value. Porsha made it known that she was serious about her demands, stating she'd have her estranged spouse sanctioned should he violate her wishes. Okay, letting him know she gonna sanction him not to destroy, conceal, or alter any video, audio, paper, or electronic files or other data in connection with this pending litigation, including but not limited to any of the following items that are either presently in your possession or control or which may come into your possession while this case is ongoing. Any financial records or statements, all income records, all tax records, all expense records, all recordings or evidence reflecting relevant conduct by either party, any item that supports any defense raised by you to this complaint, or any item which supports any claim made by you and any counterclaim or pleading filed in this matter, meaning that anything financial, anything that can be of use against one another in the divorce, she wants to make sure that he does not alter it. And it makes me feel like, that that's something that he would do. He would alter files. That he might move money. You've seen him do it. So what he's capable of. So now you want to make sure he doesn't do what he's done to everybody else to you, which brings me back to the smirk and the attitude you had after the situation. Even though nobody's going to act like Fallon is a victim, Fallon moved on. She was fucking the pool boy. Like, shout out to Jalen. Like, it is what it is. But essentially, Simon still did her dirty. I think it still showed that Simon was an ain't shit ass nigga. And instead of recognizing Miss Peach Juice, that how he treated her, he would treat you, you decided to think that your coochie was so good that it was going to make him a better person. And I keep trying to tell y'all, because y'all really be out here online talking into microphones hella aggressively about how a man will do right by a woman he really cares about versus a woman he doesn't care about. He might act differently, but essentially, shit nigga is an ain't shit nigga. And it does not matter what he will do to get you. Once he gets you, he will revert back to who he truly is. That's just what it is. Niggas don't have the energy to keep up the fraudulent shit that they put on to lock you in and to get you all hooked up into them. Once you're hooked up in, they're gonna relax and you're gonna see who they truly are. So for me, Porsha has always been an asshole for the way she went about the situation, as far as the public is concerned, as far as her family is concerned. Like, she just went about all of it, giving everybody her ass to kiss and then making it look like love. It's not love. It's two opportunistic people deciding to be opportunistic together for as long as they can take advantage of one another. And when it's over, it's crash and burn, baby. Hopefully she maintained all original copies of everything. What does sanction mean in this context? I have no idea. In this context, I have no idea what sanction means. It could mean he has to pay for something. I have no idea. That's why I signed her face now, because she knew what's up. Now she jumping ship. Girl, he don't have legal money. Porsha, you can't collect on legal funds, dummy. She wanted him, so she got him. Oh well. Fallon tried to tell you her business was a transportation carrier for his. Hopefully she buried some cash in the backyard. Child, who knows? All I know is she look a fool. Stop accounts, maybe. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's gonna have to be some money shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna have access to something. I don't know. But either way, it sounds like from the very beginning that they knew that they should be separate. So yeah, you always knew what you was dealing with. You just thought that, y'all could scam the public together. Anyway, Andy Cohen. Okay, so this is what Andy said. Andy said during the last episode of Andy Cohen Live, the executive producer of Housewives of Atlanta discussed Williams' decision to end her marriage with Simon Guobadia after a little over a year. Andy Cohen admitted that he nor other producers of the Real Housewives of Atlanta knew about it before the news became public. I mean, where was their time? It seemed like maybe a week and a half ago, she was posting that Porsha Guobadia was going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then a few days later, she filed for divorce from Simon Guobadia. So yeah, it's all very much giving. Yeah. Who knew? Who would have had time to find out? None of us knew any of this was on the horizon. And this was really meant to be Porsha's happily ever after kind of victory lap season. Girl, the fact that y'all, this is what's going to be. Oh, they was going to tell her ass, regardless of what was in her relationship, she was going to get that ass torn up because she thought she skated out on it when she left Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh no, girl, we still remember. Andy Cohen also noted that Porsha Williams' divorce filing wasn't a planned storyline for her return to Real Housewives of Atlanta. He said, so it's just, I was so surprised and taken aback. And listen, we want you on the show for Porsha. He highlighted the Bravo series' intention to display Porsha's life in an authentic light while expressing his unwavering support for the reality TV star despite the unexpected circumstances. He said, we would take Porsha married, single, picking up the pieces of her life on high, on low, however she wants, however she's going to be. But we didn't know. And this is a really big right turn for the story that I think all of us thought we would be. I'm sorry. a big right turn from the story that I think all of us thought we would be telling. So sending love to Porsha. Porsha filed for divorce after 15 months. We know all that. We just got into all that. Whew. I'm not sure what Portia's gonna give, girl. What it's gonna give. It's very exciting for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, he don't have no money. We read that one. He probably did it with Fallon. Impose a penalty. I had to Google it, y'all. Impose a penalty meaning that he'll have to pay something. Right. Okay, cool. Girl, layman's terms sometimes. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into T.S. Madison and Jess Hilarious. Okay, it's our second to last topic for. Oops, I'm sorry. Hold up, y'all. It's our second to last topic before I get out of here and try to go and do things in my house, because I'm trying to stick to my cleanup and my workout schedule, and it didn't work out yesterday, so I have to work out today. I'm going to go off camera. They saying my connection is a little fuzzy. Okay. Thought I was early, but keep forgetting the time difference. It's okay. You can just catch that playback, girl. Thank you all for the clarification. Listen, we was going to figure it out together. So I talked about this on my live, and I feel like I was seeing both sides. I feel like I can't be mad at people for being transphobic, and then when a trans person is expressing themselves in a transphobic way, not point that out. Because essentially, I believe that a lot of trans women are still very male-centered and male-identified, regardless of the fact that they want to express their femininity and their masculinity in a way that identifies them as a woman. Okay? Like T.S. Madison, I'm all here for people living in their truth, living their lives, however that is for them, people being able to thrive. That's why I'm here for T.S. Madison, because there are so many trans girls that get killed, they're forced into prostitution because they can't get other jobs. Just shit that people really shouldn't have to be forced to deal with because they want to express themselves in a feminine way, right? And I do believe that Jess Hilarious is very male-centered and male-identified and defends men and doesn't always have the right opinion about things as a Black woman. Absolutely. She comes off as, young and ignorant a lot of the times. But I still technically like Jess. I think she's funny. Jess with the mess. My news is real. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, girl, I do believe that Jess might have some phobia, not in a fear way, but you probably have the unnatural fear that trans women are going to usurp your identity. And I want for everybody to understand that that's impossible. That's impossible, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And how we perform our femininity or masculinity is up to every individual person, and gender based on social construct. Sex is based off something else, something physical. Now, when everybody try to muddy the waters on what men and women are when it comes to the physical aspect, that's when I tap out and I say, get the fuck out of my face with this. Okay. Essentially, I respect everybody's pronouns and everybody's right to show up in this world however they see fit. It's their journey, not mine. It doesn't offend me and it doesn't bother me. So I don't need to misgender anybody. I don't need to call anybody a man. I don't need to say anybody looks like a man. I don't need to do any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I see a trans girl having to read down the bio girl and with the he and the hilarious and all of that, I'm going to call that out the way I see it. But did I also see just dog whistling to other transphobic people about how, if we did it, the alphabet people, they always give us something. But if we did, and we have to constantly explain to y'all, it's not that if you say something about gay people, somebody's going to come and destroy you. That's not really what happens. If y'all do something to white gay people, something happens to y'all. But in essence, Black people within our community, y'all get a slap on the wrist when y'all do something or say something homophobic or transphobic. It's not even, y'all might get read in y'all comments, but y'all can get read in y'all comments for anything. Stop acting like something is actually happening to y'all whenever y'all say something homophobic or transphobic. Just hilarious at the height of your career as to how many times you things that have come across phobic or homophobic to people. You're still sitting there on the Breakfast Club. You're still successful. Nothing bad has really happened to you. You might have got your ass read for dear God, but that comes with the territory of being online and being famous for that matter. I can see both sides of it. And I was listening to Rodney earlier, and he said something that was so goddamn true. He said, sometimes when you feel like you don't read as much as they want you to read, they actually never made the critique at all. He was talking to Dr. Heavenly. Y'all acted, not y'all, but y'all acted like when I was talking about T.S. Madison and Just Hilarious, I could not see that Just Hilarious was trying to incite people to be angry or go after T.S. Madison, like blowing that shit out of proportion, talking about cave facing like that was an actual physical threat. I said all of that. I said I didn't believe it was a real physical threat. I said that Jess was being like stupid and nasty about it. I do. But I also feel like, bitch, if you're really sitting over that your feelings because somebody actually thought you was a dude, then like I would have been like, yeah, so you can get fucked. I'm not about to get by that because I know the truth between my legs. And at the end of the day, like it's girl, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I do feel like there's some truth to what T.S. Madison was saying. Please don't get me wrong. But you can't handle motherfuckers in a certain way. Like, oh, when you feel like it, all the political correctness go out the window. But as soon as somebody else who's not trans or gay handles the situation in the exact same manner, they throw all of the politically correct shit out the window. Then everybody wants to get upset. Everybody wants to get up. And I do notice that. I do notice all of the nuances of the situation. It doesn't have to go just one way. I can see both sides of it. T.S. Madison can comment on anything she wants to comment on because that's what we're all up here on the fucking internet getting paid to do, bitch. Comment. Just said that T.S. Madison inserted herself into the situation, I guess, by including herself in on the big bag bitches. Come on, bro. Just like you were part of the small bitch back brigade, whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. You were part of them. But your identity is not being usurped by anybody. It is what it is. Should be able to express themselves be. And at the end of the day, y'all don't always like what Jess has to say, but Jess is not always wrong about the way a lot of gay and trans males act towards women. And I feel like that is a reflection of the way males, period, feel about women. Y'all always want to talk about how men can't see women. Why do you think because a man decides to express himself more feminine, that changes the internal mindset of not really liking women? And I'm talking about what energetically, physically makes someone, whatever her higher amount of estrogen is. And I think we need to see things for what they are. In one breath, Black women can be, not Black women, but women, period, can be very transphobic, homophobic, nasty, ignorant motherfuckers. Absolutely. And there are a lot of trans girls that like to mimic that same attitude, mentality, and mindset. And they do it because everybody's being raised and bred to be male identified and male centered, no matter whether you are a natural born woman being a woman, or a natural born woman presenting as a man, or a natural born man presenting as a woman, or a natural born man presenting as a man. And I'm going to say it how I'm going to say it because that's no disrespect, but we're not going to act like people are not born a certain way. Y'all are not going to use the anomalies in order to muddy the waters like y'all like to do. Because I've had these conversations on TikTok, and often people who want to argue on behalf of, this muddying of what a man and a woman is, please don't. Save it for somebody that's going to have that dumbass argument with you. Okay? But essentially, yes, y'all. Jess. Oh, and this, I wanted to speak on this. It's just laughing with Charlemagne about Risa Tisa that wasn't protecting Black women like she said. And I agree. I agree that there are a lot of times that Black women will talk about wanting to be protected, but can't even extend that same protection to other Black women. You don't stand up for other Black women. You sit there and want to be pat on the back by some nigga. Yeah, that's been Jess. That's not surprising. That's not surprising. But are we going to say that T.S. Madison is any different? That's why y'all keep getting into it. I think y'all are a lot alike, regardless to what's in between anybody's legs. Everybody is acting a little bit niggerish around here. Fuck. Okay? But I feel like, both sides can be critiqued. And I feel like if I don't just critique one side, it's as if I never critique the other. It's weird. They like two hypocritical peas in a pod. That's what it feels like, bitch. Y'all might as well be friends, Jess. Let's hear what Jess had to say.
She decided to address me on Fat
No.
Talk. Yeah, that's the name of the show.
That is the name of the show.
Yeah, it's called Fat Talk. They look like Batman and Robin, just talking, running their mouth. Y'all can refer to her page if y'all would like to go hear what she said. I would dare not play that on this radio here.
They were upset with the big
comments.
Nobody's really upset about the big comments.
No, also upset that I didn't like the fact that she insinuated like an attack. Are we going to cave his face in?
Yes.
Let me know. Because if you or even I were to say that to her, it would be a crime.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's you doing too much, Jess. You still doing it. Essentially, if y'all said y'all wanted to beat somebody's ass, nobody. If y'all said y'all wanted to beat T.S. Madison's ass, nobody you for it. Now, if you actually went and beat T.S. Madison's ass, then yes. But the idea that everybody was going to blow it out of proportion if the shoe was on the other foot, as if we did not understand that T.S. Madison wasn't making an actual physical threat. Like, give me a fucking break, Jess. This is you taking a moment to make it about, oh, we can't talk about the trans girls, but they can talk about us. Girl, nobody's talking about that right now. And T.S. Madison was actually defending Risa Tisa in the big comment. It is disrespectful that it's different for y'all to be big back. Okay, it's disrespectful. I do it. Okay, I'm not gonna, I'm not that hypocritical, child. I'll call a bitch a big back if I feel like it. I will. I'll be fucked up in that moment. The law is still working on me. But to be clear, I try not to judge women's bodies. I try not to. I really do. Because I don't want to be that type of person. Because what the fuck that got to do with the price of tea in China? How somebody's body look? Essentially, the point is being made that women will act a fool for niggas no matter what. Now, when I be talking about a specific type of woman, the one with the big titties that look like they titty fuck niggas, like they suck dick and don't get nothing else done to themselves because they want to please a man so bad. There's only one type of bitch that does all of those things. And usually she has a bigger back. I'm talking about a more specific person when I say that. But no, in general, women from crackhead weight to the size of a king size mattress, all will do thirsty things for men because that is what we are socialized to do. And the ignorance of that fact is just so annoying whenever we are having these conversations. The socialization, the environmental fact involved, and why we're male-centered, why we thrive to give men the benefit of the doubt, to not believe women, to view women as snakes in a grass, and view men as people that need protecting, even though they're supposed to be protecting and providing. You are given a whole bunch of hypocritical, unbalanced ideals on life, and you're expected to make sense of all of that. And it never makes fucking sense.
On and offline. If the shoe fits, wear it. It's the same. But you took the shoe, you stuffed your fat ass foot in it, and toes couldn't breathe. So in other words, you reached.
So what do we do to smooth this over, Jess?
Excuse me? She's a confused pig in a blanket. I never misgendered you, but you decided to do that. She T.S. Madison, she decided.
Why is the gender even coming up? I thought this was about big back.
Listen, that's what I thought it was about that too. But she started talking about my exes. What that got to do with your back?
I'm confused how the big back.
And this is you acting obtuse like you don't know what your insinuation was. Oh, the gay people. You did bring up, you brought it up when you made it seem like because T.S. Madison is gay, because she's trans, because she's a part of that community, she can make a comment threatening Charlemagne and get away with it. You brought it in. When you made that comment, that's when you made it about trans and gay people and gender and all of that. That's when it became about that. That's the time.
Conversation got into all of this.
Because she used this situation to say things that she been wanted to say to me from the first time when she.
Yes, but you also used that opportunity out some more venom in her direction, in the direction of people like her. So you're doing the same thing, sweetheart.
Jumped out there online and she was made to look like a fool. How dare you say he hilarious? You got all this big nigga energy. You would know that, then I would know that because you live it every day. So that's not what we're gonna do here. Okay?
No.
You live it every day. And that energy will never be ladylike. So don't play with me. I keep telling y'all don't have to keep my name out your mouth, but y'all will not play with me. Watch it. And Kaya would be so disappointed in you. You done took so many reading lessons and you still ain't every time about you read. Write it over. Because that did not work. Transsexual Madison, do not call nobody else to try to get me on the phone to hash things out after you see that this ain't going your way.
As the gender thing,
this did not have to be up like this, not have to end up like this. Don't call Jason Lee because that's not my friend. Do not call Mona. Don't call me white girl. That's not friend either. Don't call nobody who we mutually to try to talk after this. Because stop calling me a sister. You are not my sister. You're not even my brother. Let's stop. This did not have to.
It's the grandstanding and victimization of yourself in a situation where you incited this energy and now you're going to act like you didn't. Oh, Jess. That's how I feel. I feel like Jess incited this situation and now she's acting like she didn't. It was a dog whistle. To all of the other, gay people are always trying to force themselves on us people. That's what you were doing. But T.S. Madison, in all honesty, baby, I don't really think T.S. Madison really could read. Y'all feel like T.S. read so hard. Y'all do. Y'all say, oh, she read down. And I go over there and all she did was call Jess Hilarious a man and say that she's jealous of T.S. Madison girls because they be fucking her niggas and because she's been referred to as a trans before. That's not a read. The read came in when you talked about her having a little back and how she be getting played by these niggas. The read. And you could have started and stayed with, but the fact that you decided to use whatever masculine tendencies that Jess has in order to masculinize her, while at the same time being mad about transphobic energies and all of that, like, it's just stupid to me. It's stupid. And it just shows that you're too lazy to think outside of that same box that you mad at her for jumping into all the time. If she really transphobic and homophobic, then you the one with the internalized transphobia for saying, for misgendering her and all of that. Like, because I feel like if I have to make it a point to not misgender people because I don't want to be disrespectful, why do you get to call anybody the fuck you want to call them? If everybody else has to be, because I think that then makes Jess's point. And if you're not trying to make Jess's point valid, do us a favor and don't say and do politically incorrect transphobic shit and then expect everybody else to not do it when they get mad. That's all I'm saying. And I'm standing on that. I'm standing on it. I didn't misunderstand anything. I can't stand when motherfuckers feel like because I didn't understand, because I did not agree or feel the way they felt, I misunderstood something. No, I didn't misunderstand anything. I understand what the fuck going on. And my opinion is my opinion. And I feel like there was room for both of these motherfuckers to be read. And I'm standing on it. Standing, goddammit. Standing. Now let's get on to the last subject so I can get out of here, girl. I gotta work out to go get done. So y'all, Jam Master Jay's godson and longtime friend found guilty of his 2002 murder. Y'all, 22 years ago. God's some shit, y'all. Carl Jordan Jr., 40, Mr. Mizell's godson, was charged with firing the fatal bullet into Mr. Mizell, and Mr. Mizell is Jam Master Jay. Mr. Mizell's head in 2002. Federal prosecutors said that Ronald Washington, 59, a longtime friend of Mr. carried out the killing, Mr. Jordan, motivated by revenge, and had been cut out of a particularly lucrative drug deal. So Jam Master Jay was involved in some drug dealing shit with his friend. and he might have got cut out. So he then kills Jam Master Jay. That's what it seemed like. Now, if I remember correctly, and I'm about to pull up a full article, but if I remember correctly, y'all was really trying to make Jam Master Jay seem like he ain't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm just saying, y'all, they always do this. Whenever somebody dies or gets killed, everybody always wants to act like they wasn't never doing nothing illegal ever. They was godlike in the situation, just like how they did with the Migos. But anyway, 2 men were found guilty of murder Tuesday in the 2002 killing of Jam Master Jay, the pioneering DJ of the groundbreaking hip-hop trio Run DMC, in a case that for decades frustrated detectives and music fans alike. Ronald Washington, Jay's childhood friend, and Carl Jordan Jr., Jay's godson, were convicted of murder while engaged in narcotics trafficking and firearm-related murder. A fight nearly broke out in the courtroom after the verdict was announced. Y'all just killed some innocent people. Get me out of here, Washington said as he got out of his seat. Jordan looked at his supporters and said, "I love y'all." Their supporters began shouting as boatmen were rushed out of the courtroom. Carlos Thompson, Jay's cousin, praised the verdict outside court, but lamented that many family members did not live to see this day. It's definitely a long time coming. Justice delayed is not always justice denied, he said. Jason himself was an amazing talent. Life ended far, far too soon, and I'm just glad that justice was served. Jordan and Washington each face a sentence of 20 years to life in prison. The verdict comes more than 20 years after Jam Master Jay, born Jason Mizell, was fatally shot at a recording studio in Jamaica, Queens on October 30th, 2002. For years, no one was arrested in the killing, leaving one of the most shocking shootings in music history unsolved. Finally, in August 2020, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York unsealed a criminal indictment alleging Washington and Jordan conspired to kill Jam Master Jay in retaliation for a drug dispute. A third defendant, Jay Bryant, was charged in May 2023 with murder while engaged in narcotics trafficking and firearm-related murder. As prosecutors allege, he allowed the defendant to enter the studio. Allow for the defendants to enter the studio through the fire door. Bryant has pleaded not guilty, set to go on trial separately in January 2026. The trial, which began last month, was highlighted testimony from witnesses who identified the defendants as the killer. One witness who was at the recording studio that night testified Washington and Jordan came in armed and that Jordan shot Jam Master Jay in the head. The witness, Uriel, he had kept attack secret because he was confused and scared. It's about greed. It's about money. It's about jealousy, Assistant U.S. Attorney Artie McConnell said in the prosecution's closing arguments. And it's about the actions of 2 men, Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington, and the evidence proves are killers. However, the defense attorney said in closing arguments that the real killer was Bryant. A hat found next to Jam Master Jay's body contained only Bryant's DNA, and Bryant was the only defendant seen on a security camera, according to the attorneys. Jay Bryant is literally reasonable doubt in this case, said Michael Houston, Jordan's attorney. This is an attempt to make a mockery of the judicial system. They know who killed Jam Master Jay. They know it was Jay Bryant, said Susan Kelman, Washington's attorney. They have no case against anybody except Jay Bryant. Breon Peace, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, praised the witnesses' bravery in testifying. It's no mystery why it took years to indict and arrest the defendants, he said. The witnesses in the recording studio knew the killers, and they were terrified that they'd be retaliated against if they cooperated with law enforcement and identified ruthless executioners of Mr. Mizell. But their strength and resolve in testifying at this trial were a triumph of right over wrong and courage over fear. In bringing the charges, the prosecution also undermined Jam Master Jay's public image as a drug-free rapper. What I said, he and Run DMC had publicly stated their opposition to drugs, even recording a Say No to Drugs public service announcement. But in court, prosecutors said Jay was involved in arranging for the sale of large amounts of cocaine between the 1990s and 2002, and that a dispute between Jay, Washington, and Jordan over a drug deal worth almost $200,000 led to the murder. They saying he was out there selling drugs. They saying he was out there involved like Ghost or somebody. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it always reminds me Jay Jam Master Jay. Paid in Full. Paid in Full, the main character. Him. Because his character is the one that comes off like he don't have nothing to do with nothing. And he's a good guy and all of that. And he's the biggest drug dealer of them all. He's the one with the most calm, the most resolve. And the only way he was able to get killed was by somebody he knew. Well, he didn't get killed. He got shot in the head, though. But it was still by his own friend. It was by somebody he knew. Which makes me feel... Child, what year did that movie come out? Let me look it up. Y'all, this movie came out in 2002. And it was supposed to be Rico in the movie is based off real life drug dealer Alpo Martinez. It's just funny. It's just funny that that's what made me think of Jam Master Jay. That movie came out the same year he was killed. The Year of Exposure. I love it. Oh, this was a hit. Got it. Not Aim for the Hat. Better late than never. Listen, you talking about Cam. I knew you was going to say 2002. Indeed, it's accountability season, y'all. It is. But with that being said, y'all, I hope that y'all enjoyed. Coco891, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. I read it earlier. Thank you, everybody, for coming through today. This has been a really good time. I hope y'all enjoy the members only lives like I do. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And I will probably come to everybody for the Love and Hip Hop. There's no OLFP, y'all. No OLFP until further notice, because we are entering the month of March, and that is the month when Nisi is supposed to go into. So, yes, until the baby is born, we are on hiatus. We'll be back once the baby's born. Okay. Okay, when snow is in the world, child, we'll jump back on. But until then, are you sure you will be arguing over Bambi? Listen, it might be a members only, it might be a public, but I don't mind arguing. I don't mind. It doesn't always annoy me, especially because, like, girl, I read motherfuckers down in them comments about Mama D. I get out of here. I would love to bring forward evidence of Mama D as a pimp back in the day. Okay. Also, before I go, y'all, hold up. Before I go, this interview that they supposed to be doing with Kelsey. First of all, y'all, I don't care, because we wanted to hear what Kelsey had to say when Kelsey's ass was on the stand and she pled the fifth. So I don't really care what she has to say, especially not on that podcast that she's going on. Like, it's annoying to me that you can't tell us what happened in court and in court documents, but you're going to take your ass on somebody's fucking podcast where you probably not even going to make the bulk of the money and tell us what. Talk around it, reinforce the idea that you and Meg were fucking the same guy and that he was your man, even though you was with a whole nother nigga. Girl, I guess. I don't want to see it. But once it comes out, if anybody says anything interesting from what they watch, I might. We'll see. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.